Hi, everyone. My name is Mr. Brown. I'm one of the deans here at the high school. I am located in the Student Affairs Office. It is not just the dean's office, but it is also the attendance office. The Student Affairs Office aims to foster a welcoming environment that is inclusive, safe, and conducive to learning. The Student Affairs Office will work with students in developing leadership skills to prepare them in becoming responsible, productive, and global citizens. The Student Affairs Office is not just a dean's office, but it's also the attendance office. If you are going to be absent or if you have an appointment, hi everyone, my name is Mr. Brown. I'm one of the deans here at the high school. We're just running late to school. It is required that parents or guardians call the high school and let us know. If your last names end with the letters A through L, Mrs. Lukowitz would be the person that your parents would need to speak with, or when you come into the building, you'd have to come here and check in with her. If your last names begin with the letters M through Z, Mrs. Jackson would be the administrative assistant your parents would speak with or you would check in with. Also, if you need to come to the dean's office and it's not an attendance issue, either Mrs. Lukowitz or Mrs. Jackson can point you in the right direction in regards to which dean you need to speak with. In the Student Affairs Office, it's not just the dean's office, but also the attendance office. We have three deans, and Mrs. Edwards is going to be the dean for any students' last names ending in A through G. My name, of course, is Mr. Brown. I'm going to be dealing and working with students' last names H through O, and Mrs. Baker is going to be dealing with students P through Z. If you come in the office and one of your deans is not available, you can just ask for any dean, and the three of us will be happy to work with you. The counseling office, they work with our office, the Student Affairs Office. We work a lot together, and there are 5 counselors here. You can see alphabetically, kind of like the deans, a little bit different with the alphabet, but there are 5 counselors: Mrs. Garrity, Mrs. Borman, Ms. Hoffman, Mrs. Murphy Flynn, and Mrs. Stone. Again, that's kind of a little complicated, but if you look at the screen, plus on your schedules, it will tell you who your counselor is. The administrative assistant, the first person you will see when you walk into the counseling office, is Mrs. Bowser. Just ask her that you need to speak to a counselor, whether you have an appointment or not. Same thing with the deans, though. If your counselor is not available and you need to speak with somebody, any one of the counselors will be more than happy to work with you. We also want to introduce you to our security team. We think it's important that you put a face to a name. Our security team, we have Mrs. Olson, Mr. Knob, Mrs. Hausman, Mr. Reeves, Mr. Sanchez, and Mr. Roach. And we also have a police liaison from the Moline Police Department, Detective Newell. His office is actually in the Student Affairs Office, where the deans and the attendance administrative assistants are. Something that's new this year, the security have also taken on a new role, and they're also part of our truant officers, our truancy program. Mrs. Olson and Mr. Knob are going to be working with students who are skipping classes, periods, and Mr. Reeves, Mr. Sanchez, and Mr. Roach are going to be dealing with and working with students who skip a whole day. So not only do they perform their security duties in our building, but they're also going to be working with truant students. Here at Moline High School, and the policies are all driven by what we call our core values. Those core values are referred to as the 4 R's. They consist of respect, responsibility, readiness, and relationships. And you'll see these posters all around the school. Pretty self-explanatory. You may ask, what does respect mean? Respect all people. Respect people's belongings, beliefs, and environments. As far as responsibility, be responsible for your words, your choices, actions, and belongings. Readiness, be on time, be prepared, and engage in the learning process. I like to say, be an active student. And relationships, we need to recognize each other, celebrate successes, and restore relationships quickly and honestly. So again, these core values are something that we always think of when decisions are made within our building.